lobby door.
Will we be able to open the lobby door ourselves? Or?
Yeah, either that or you've got a security guy sitting right up there now as part of the protocol. So
Uh-oh.
you're bad. Hopefully get you through that door during your house. So.
My man be coming.
They'll come in, they'll screen you in the Dawson room, and then you'll slip in here. So
Screen us in the west.
the Dawson room is sitting right here. Yeah. You'll see it once you walk in the lobby. You can't. Yes.
That's every day?
Every day.
What about the other day?
Don't be late.
Florida Baptist don't get it.
There's not. Well,
I mean, Herbie's gonna have to.
Is this door?
Cigarette screen.
Can we go out the door, or we
you can
can
go out this door. You just can't go in it.
Okay.
Great. See you in a bit.
No, not great.
I agree, not great.
No, not great.
Daniel's coming down before coach. As you can.
Thank you, Drew.
What makes that so great is how happy he gets with that message.
No,
He's all smile.
nice.
Not exactly. Tallest big. Not at all.
Dave, yes,
Nice
your
jacket on Monday night.
big interns.
Big money, that's a vice president of operations.
That's still. Was I believe you were this very senior? Maybe you were going back. Was there only like 9 people in there too?
Yes, that's all. Cookies.
He probably didn't come up. Should I have not traded him?
Yeah, that's maybe not think about when that was.
That's how the yards.
No, I didn't. I'm gonna read. I didn't get enough. I should ask for him. But he was only one guy I had interest. He'll be heard soon. All roads backs are.
That's how it goes.
Jackson. Tight end, Todd.
Go get him. I got him. He's still.
So anyone who plays 9 seconds.
I meant to tell you, well played.
Josh Williams. That's
great.
Most tires.
Is that real? You've seen
That's the best part. She's sleeping, she's looking.
No, it's like the third one I've had.
Late
Like I had the Cincinnati game.
Victory.
This morning. I've had 2 late, like I had like a TCU Arizona State game until midnight. It's like, all right, just like what the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, I got a note from my boss. It was like in a little thing that looked like it was about to be like a gift certificate or something. Opened up and it just basically said like, "Thank you for all you do. We're working on procedures going forward." I was like, "Hey, help me, not today."
He was probably fast asleep when you were on air.
No, it's her. It's a her.
Oh, he's always hurt, right?
Oh.
She was probably out. They got him listed as for her.
Well, we called her because like there's a certain point like the morning news starts at 4, so if it was. It would be like 2:30. Like we might not have been able to actually do it. Yeah.
Stayed up all night for nothing.
Yeah.
If they had made the 20th inning, you would have been out of luck.
Yeah. No, seriously, it would have been done. 2 more innings.
Just would have had you host the morning news.
Yeah.
We got him.
I got off the air 14 minutes before the morning news started.
Why didn't you
Is there
fill
a
the last
dream
14
scenario?
minutes? Should have filled the 14 minutes.
Well, actually, in Philadelphia,
What'd you go to for 14 minutes?
home.
No. When the station run for 14 minutes.
I think it was Family.
Wheel of Fortune.
No, Family.
Just the last part of it.
Yeah.
Join in progress.
They joined Steve Harvey in progress.
Yeah. Perfect to keep the flow of the audience going. Whatever audience was there.
Just went straight to the point. I wanted to say it was Family. Because I like, like most people, I have no idea what cares at 3:30 in the morning. So. In Philadelphia, though, they actually filled because they're an hour ahead, and they didn't start their morning show till 5. So they actually just stretched the show to 14 minutes and just said, "All right, just take it right in the morning news."
Take it out.
That's a crazy thing.
At Oliver's house, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably sleep.
all the security presence here.
Every freaking like 2 guns, cop, mace.
Cell phone and a cup of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Where's the donut?
When do we put the sandbags with like a heavy machine gun? You know, right there, you know, snipers on top of something.
Yeah, but I knew it was on around this. Seemed like it's next minute. Yeah,
It's so annoying
the old grease.
that the people, whoever that was, because they already think they're so.
They're like, wow.
And now it's like, no, they're coming for us. So we really got fire. We can't tell you shit. You can't come in here.
There's so much money spent on security. It's ridiculous. It's important, obviously. The most common is now 2 8. Seniors, not 3. Juniors are first. One that really used. The only thing missing was like a pillow and a sleeping bag.
Yeah, I know, right? I think that's why she gave me that letter. Oh, wow. You're creative with that, man. I like that. It's not often I go wild and no support local news. Anything with over 1 million views.
That's 3 a.m. shots.
It's real stuff. It's real stuff.
Open up.
Nursing thing, we gotta read through.
No, I know, but I can't be.
2 days.
Those, I think it's really.
Right, those are the ones I used last week.
There's so many times I was like, oh.
I like that one. That one probably uses.
They were getting ready to call you to come in and I just.
Say every time Shohei came up, Harold
Trying
tried.
to get ahead.
No, I mean, I didn't even walk in, but I was like, come on, Mookie Betts is calling. Go ahead. Freddie Freeman's good. Come on.
Come on, guys.
It's radio, Jason.
Then,
One. You're not late yet.
hurry up.
This one's. Just one security procedures coming.
I know.
Don't be walking in late like this.
I know. I can't sleep in on Friday.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, those
Kids saying.
we made. The big problem was I had to wait like 2 hours. I had to teach.
Everybody.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've got
Because I'm not o'clock class. So yeah, I slept like.
Last 3 chapters, 1 day 3. I'll be in my office.
Yeah, I know.
I was thinking.
We're probably got to like.
Put it on TV. I've already lived. I feel like I literally was like, get ready for bed.
Know that it's been.
Okay, from your house, you married. I'm gonna find school.
Oh, that's like for sure. Other than more kids, I teach at Atlas, but
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, boy.
You know, I gotta do it because I'm going teaching. I'm just gonna do a rush hour draft.
What time is your class? 7?
9.
You got a couple.
Yeah. Got 2 hours.
Harold, did you have tenure there?
Oh, I know what it is.
No, what's the tenure? Like, how long you been?
I figured it out. Tom.
This is my.
Yeah. I still want to use it.
Oh, they understand. They
Okay, like, probably teaching that tenure. We have it.
no, yeah.
5-minute rule and we out of here. Yeah.
No, they're very like understanding. They're like, yeah. And I already told them, I know we're pretty far ahead in the curriculum.
Yeah.
So like, they got the next projects next Tuesday. I told them like, yeah, don't worry about next Thursday. It's the Chiefs bye week. It's gonna be my bye week. Once you get these projects done, Thursday, have a day off.
What's the end of semester?
Oh, first week of December. They don't have a fall break because we ended earlier. So.
Midterm.
Midterms are already in. That was last Tuesday.
Multiple choice or essay?
No, it's project. We don't skip the students over here now with university. They're gonna get a proper education. funny part is like most of those kids, like what I do, what we all do means like nothing to them. So they're like, well, this is, they're just, they're like, their news is now like I wake up in the morning, and if I want to look at news, I just go to Instagram and be like, all right, so what's going on? What's going on? That's it. That's it. Yeah.
News gathering.
Yeah, it's very much shifted. Like each year, I have to tell the kids like, all right. Yeah, each year I feel like
So something the other day, general knowledge, and they were like, I think it was Georgia Tech campus, walking around asking random questions like, when do we know we're doing? And the students were saying, well, 1963, 1980. I was like, oh my God.
yeah, no. One time, some kid was like, yeah, I found this stat, something, and I looked at it, and you'll appreciate this, Sam, because I looked at it and was like, wait, and I like looked at someone, yeah, that's like word for word what Sandra Dowell wrote for the Kansas City Star, and they're like, huh? Like, no, you can't do that. Take that back. Take that back. Yeah, take that back.
Plagiarism.
No, because like when you Google like certain things, you know that it just generates from however many articles.
Yeah, it's crazy now.
Yeah.
Do a Google search during the draft, and you'll see like erroneous information that so and so team drafted this player because the pre-draft hype
Exactly. Yeah.
translates past the draft.
Yeah, as far as you know, Josh Siegels just gives them fucking in.
Here we go.
History.
All right. As far as the guys not practicing, Hollywood's sick, won't practice. Pacheco with his knee won't practice, and then Josh will be out. Other than that, everybody is going to go. Trey's going to give it a whirl. He did the walkthrough this morning, so we'll just see how he does. Look for the challenge of playing Buffalo again. As far as the guys, sorry, Matt. But look forward to the challenge of playing Buffalo. We know they're a good football team. There's a lot of history between the two teams over the last few years. And it's been a good battle every time that we have an opportunity to play each other. So Sean does a great job with that crew, and he's got a solid, very good coaching staff and good players. So we've got to have a good week of preparation going forward here for that time, Drew.
Hey, Andy, the trade deadline's come out next week. Can you discuss with us kind of how you handle this with Brett Beach and kind of how these conversations go over the next few days?
Yeah, Brett does all that. I mean, he and then if he gets to a point where something's up and he feels comfortable about it, then he hits me up on it. So, but he takes care of all that. Yeah, those guys are, I mean, you know how Brett's wired, so he's endlessly looking for people and trying to bring people on and make us better. So that's how he goes about it.
Do you envision the Isaiah Pacheco injury long term or just for day by day?
Yeah, I don't think so. So we'll just see how he's moving around, you know. But he's a tough kid, so there was a point there where he wanted to go back in, and I wouldn't let him. So, but that's how he's wired. I have to cut his leg off to stop him. Yeah.
Coach, the interception, Patrick threw kind of on the back shoulder. Is that part of him just being more aggressive? Is that kind of, I mean, you never want to turn over, obviously, but is that kind of part of him just trusting his receivers more and maybe, trying to be more aggressive?
Yeah, I'd probably say the trusting part. He's got to trust that the guys will make that play. It didn't work out for Hollywood there or Pat. But that's something that we've seen in practice and done in practice. We've had a couple in games, back shoulder throws. So, but yeah, I tell you, I would put more on the trust in the guys than anything.
Andy, what concerns you most about Buffalo, just as a team in general?
Yeah, well, when you start, their offense is special, and obviously the quarterback is one of the best in the league at what he does, and he's got a great surrounding crew, starting up front and moving on back, and then defensively, their front is again, they can bring it. They've got a solid front, and their linebackers, second. I mean, they're well coached. The scheme, both sides of the ball. Special teams, they're solid there too. Well coached. Chris does a nice job with that crew, and so they're just a whole around good football team. There are not a whole lot of weaknesses there. Yeah.
How better suited is Kareem for if it comes to a lead back role maybe this year than he was last year, Cincinnati, certain sense?
Yeah, probably in better shape. I'd say just overall better shape. Not that he was in terrible shape before, but he's had a year to do it and get back in the swing after having a little bit of a layoff there.
If for any reason Isaiah couldn't go this weekend, you had Elijah this season he hasn't had a chance to be active. Well, what have you seen from Elijah, and what's kind of kept him in that role at least to where he's been in the depth chart?
Yeah, so he first of all, he had a severe injury at one point, and a lot of guys wouldn't even come back from this thing, and he battled back, and you could see him just get better every week during camp, and then progressing through to now. Takes a lot of the reps on with the scout team group. So I would tell you that we all have confidence in his playability for sure. Yeah.
Andy, when you look at Sean McDermott's team on tape, what are some mentalities or characteristics when you see like that's a McDermott team right there?
Yeah, tough, well coached. He gets all phases involved. He's got very, very thorough. I had him when he was a pup. I joke I had him when he had hair. So, but he's very, very detailed on how he goes about things.
Sam?
Andy, a few of your big plays on Monday were plays that Patrick progressed through his reads. What have you just seen his development through that this year?
He's always been pretty good with doing that. It's a matter of the time that he's had to be able to get through those things. I think you have to include some of that. But again, his ability to do it on the move is unique. You see a little bit of that from Josh too. And those guys, they both can do that. But Pat's he's got great vision. I know Troy Aikman mentioned him because he feels Troy was a quarterback, great quarterback. So he goes, man, his vision is unbelievable. And that's from a guy that's been there. He says he seems to see everything, and he's blessed with that part. Yeah.
How much is that progression earned by the offensive line, kind of proving it to Mahomes as the season goes along?
Yeah, say another.
How much is it earned almost by the offensive line to show Pat?
Yeah, that's I'd say that's important for the offensive line to gain that trust. I've just kind of flipped that one over, and the O-line takes a lot of pride in that, and they want to be able to keep them in there as long as they possibly can. Now, we've played, and I'd add this crew to the mix, we've played this string of defensive lines they're really good players, and for Pat to have that trust is huge. Yeah.
Seren?
Coach, kind of on that front, I mean, I know Oliver's going to be up at the edges for Buffalo. They're deep, they're good.
Yeah, very good.
More got off to a slow start, but really seemed to rally in the game. How is he?
Yeah.
Give us an update on how he's settling in and handling all the different guys that he has to see.
Yeah, I thought he just buckled down and really got himself right there. He's a big kid, strong kid. I didn't think he was utilizing that at the best at the beginning. But he found his way to do that and really trust himself in that situation. So, and I think that's another growing phase for him in this offense. And we ask him to do a lot of things, and he's got a great attitude about it. So, but I think he could take something out of that. That'll help him.
Coach, turnovers are always big, obviously. They even bigger on the road. big turnovers in a row, especially in a place like Buffalo where you just got to make sure you're.
Yeah, turnovers are terrible. I mean, those are, when you're talking about winning and losing football games, so it's hard to overcome those. And every week I give the guys the stats of the other team and win-loss and how many, whether they've won the turnover battle or lost the turnover battle. And if you lose a turnover battle, the majority of the time, you're losing the football game. And that's just how it goes. You got to take care of the football.
Last two, Nate and Blair. Go ahead, Nate.
It appears that you guys have brought in Mike Nell today, in the hopes of bringing him back. If that indeed happens, just what could he bring to your defensive line at this point in the middle of the season?
Yeah, that's Veach is all over that stuff. I haven't seen Mike Pennell, so I don't. But he was a good kid when he was here and a good player. So if he's back up, that's great. Another good player in there. And he's got a good attitude. You guys know him. I mean, he's got a good attitude. So, but Brett, I've been cramming. We're on a short week, so all of that stuff is out there. I don't want to say I don't care, but I'm trying to take care of the other part.
Blair.
Andy, obviously, great success on fourth down this season, but your defense has also been very good on fourth down. What goes into that?
Yeah, I mean, the job that they did this past week was special, and that was very important in that game, the first half of the game. So anytime you can get off the field like that or have a turnover, I think is big for you.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Okay, good, thanks.
It's great stuff.
Very quiet.
Very quiet.
Yeah. He throws back against his body. Yeah, it's his body. Yeah. That's what it's just like, just 20 people in second half.
Don't shake the bags. They've got retail years. A year. Yeah. Well, back in the day, like, they used to change people. People. Not when, no, AJ and Derrick Henry, prime Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Like their defense, you have to see them as a defense, never heard of they're good.
All right, guys, go ahead and fire away.
Patrick, how quickly did you start preparing for Buffalo right after Monday night? And then just what is it about this matchup that's just been good over time?
Yeah, just Tuesday. You know, you have a little bit longer day on Tuesday, where you go back and you have to watch kind of twice the games you would usually do on a when you have Monday and Tuesday. But you have a good familiarity with this team, obviously, with how many times we've played them and the coaches and the defenses that they play. But they do a good job of being game plan specific every single year, and so. I think there's just a lot of great football players that we're going up against, and we know it's to take our best football. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned from this rivalry is that it's going to be one play here or there that's going to change the outcome, and you have to go out there and make it.
Showed you that he's capable of being the lead guy over the last calendar year if it does come to that.
Yeah, I mean, every time he's in there, he makes it seems like good things happen. I mean, obviously, his track record speaks for itself as far as the way he's been able to play this year, but in previous years as well. And so we'll see where we get to on that. But at the same time, we have confidence that if his number's called, he'll be ready for it.
Patrick, I had asked you after the game about your second and third reads. Is that something you can consciously work on in the off season during the week? Like, what's the prep for that?
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely work on it. Just through reps, I mean, through drills and stuff like that, of just kind of having different things that you use with your coaches of code words and stuff for them to make you have to kind of be on one read and reset to the next one and make the throws and stuff like that. And so the coaches do a great job of that all off season and during the season as well. And so we try to make sure that we're in the right space so I can be better at it each and every year.
Just that comfort behind this offensive line, how much does that factor into your ability to do that?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, when you know you're getting the time and get the time to sit in the pocket and kind of go through your reads and make that stuff happen, it gives you confidence that you're seeing the right stuff. And if you have confidence, then you can kind of go out there and throw it the way you want to throw it. And I think that's huge, and that it all starts up front with the O-line.
Patrick, once you get here, you're going to play whatever's on the schedule, right? Buffalo's next. You have the amount of time. But when the schedule comes out, you look at it and go, well, you guys last year happened to play every day of the week except for Tuesday. Do you look at the schedule and go, Oh, really? Buffalo on a short week, like we couldn't have fit that in. Is there anything that goes through your head when you see that on there?
No, not really. I mean, I think everyone deals with it. I mean, obviously, we're going up against a great football team. But I mean, you kind of that's part of playing in the NFL is you have to be able to be ready for sudden changes like that, or I mean, that could happen to you in the playoffs. So, what another opportunity to be on a short week against a great football team and see how your team responds. And so, it's stuff that you can learn from and build from. And so, I'm just excited to get to go up again and play in a big game in a great environment.
Patrick, since you've been there enough, do you enjoy playing in Buffalo? And what's that environment like compared to, other road games that you see consistently on the schedule?
I mean, they don't like us. I mean, that's pretty. They do not like the Chiefs. But I mean, it is a cool environment. I love playing in like historic stadiums. And that stadium has had so many great players play in it. And who knows, it might be the last time that we get the opportunity to play there. It'll be a great challenge for us. And they're loud, and that's what you want. You want to go in and be in a hostile environment. That's what football. When you watch on TV as a kid growing up, is the environments you want to play in, and so obviously they're not rooting for us, but you get to bond together as a team and get to go into a historic stadium and play in a great environment.
The record's been unique, and it seems like they always get the regular season, and you guys get the better of them in the playoffs. And what do you make of that uniqueness, I suppose?
I don't know, honestly. I mean, it all the games come down to like one. I think other than like two games that we've played against each other, every single game comes down to like one play here or there that someone has to make, if that's offense, defense, whatever it is. And so I think it just comes down to players making plays in big moments, and that's kind of worked out for us in the playoffs, and worked out for them in other times. To me, it's just about the next time. It's about going out there and playing against a great football team and knowing that it's not like we can think that's going to happen again. You get to go out there and play with your best ability that next time you get the opportunity to.
Patrick, as a quarterback, when you're watching Josh Allen, is there something he does that you watch and go, man, I wish I could do that like he does, or something impressive that he does?
No, I mean, to be that size and be able to move like that. I mean, I think he's done so many great things as far as throwing the football and stuff like that. But the way he's able to extend plays and get close to the sideline and make these big time throws down the field, that stuff is special. And so he's gotten better and better each and every year. I think that's something that I've seen in him, and so that's something I try to do for myself as well. And so he's a great football player.
Patrick, what stands out to you about this Bills defense on tape?
Yeah, I think they're extremely talented. They're extremely well coached. They do the right thing. They're always in the right spot. It's not like they have any busted coverages or anything like that. And then they have a good sense of what you're trying to do. So if that's even the linebackers moving to the right zones at the right time, or DBs kind of the same, or D linemen even getting the hands up and being in the right spot that you want to throw the football, they do a great job of that. And I mean, they're well coached. And they have a lot of great football players. And so it's always a great challenge for us. And you have to make sure that you're locked in the entire game, or they're gonna capitalize on your mistakes.
When you go into a hostile environment like that, what type of mentality do you have to have on that field?
I think it's cool, honestly, just because like you have to bond together as a team. And I mean, you do that at Arrowhead, and you kind of have the crowd behind you. And whenever stuff isn't going well, you can kind of feed off the crowd and stuff like that. Whereas when you're on the road, you just have your teammates. You have your teammates and your coaches, and you kind of have to bond together. And there's going to be adversity, and it's how you can bond together and come out on the other side of that and come out on the right wave with a win.
Is there an easy answer for the idea that you seem to have as good as, if not better, stats in road games than home games?
I think it's just like I said, you go on these trips, and like even more than the football games, just being on the plane and then being in the hotel and stuff like that, you kind of build this culture and this team. And so it's cool whenever you step on that football field, and everybody's against you, and you know you just have your brothers behind you, and it takes everybody. And I think it's just been special that we've been able to do that, play these road games and win these games. It's because this team comes together, and we go out there and play our best football, even on the road sometimes.
One of the things that's a thread with your losses in the regular season, the Bills, has been turnovers. You guys have been up minus in most of those games, and not all turnovers are the same. Sometimes you get got, sometimes the ball just bounces the wrong way. When you think back to these games, which one of those is more like it? Like they made some nice plays, or you guys made mistakes? How do you characterize those?
No, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like even I think turnovers are one thing, but just in general, like if you don't stay locked in the entire game, they capitalize on the mistakes, and if that's even like just a little missed assignment or a missed throw that you need to make to kind of keep ahead of the chain, stuff like that. They get you in third and long, and then they come up with some type of blitz that's unscouted, and they blitz you, and all of a sudden you give them the ball back to them, and that's a great offense. And so they do a great job of just capitalizing on your mistakes, having the little wrinkles here and there so that you're never really comfortable at the quarterback position. And so you have to be locked in the entire time. And when it's not there, you have to find ways to get to the check down or wherever that is to stay ahead of the sticks so they can't get you off the football field.
Patrick, Andy was talking about your trust in the receiver. We were talking about the interception when you're going for Hollywood on the back shoulder. How's that play supposed to look?
Yeah, no, that it was a play that we were trying to go over the top, but the Lattimore had great coverage, and I tried to throw the ball and kind of sneak it the back shoulder to him before he got his eyes around. He got his eyes around and made a great play, and so I have trust in those guys that we're going to make plays happen, and sometimes defenses make plays. That's just kind of part of it, and we learn from that. And so the next opportunity that we have, we're on the same page a little bit better, and we're able to complete the pass and not have interception or whatever the mistake was.
Steve? Patrick, Coach Reid just told us he's really not worried about anything else. He's asked to cram because it's a short week. Do you feel like you spend more time knowing that it's a short week, going to play Buffalo, trying to get everything in?
Not more than I would spend on a normal short week. I mean, just I think usually like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are like the busiest on the short week because you're trying to make up for that Monday. But then by Friday, you kind of have everything done. And so I think the hardest is for Brittany because she knows I'm going to be in the building a lot. So she had a little bit more time with the kids that she's going to be watching all three of them. But other than that, I think it's kind of a normal week after a Monday game.
Brittany and the kids ready for Halloween?
They're very ready for Halloween. We're on the countdown. I didn't know there was a countdown to Halloween. I thought it was only Christmas, but every night it's like how many more nights do we have until Halloween? And so they're very excited. And so I'm trying to knock it all, like I said, knock everything out so that Friday I'm able to go out there and enjoy that with them and get a lot of candy. And I'm sure try not to give them too much of it.
Is there a family Halloween costume that you guys are going to?
Yeah, it's a surprise. So y'all will see. I'm sure it'll be on Instagram somewhere.
Patrick, just that point you made about sometimes defenses make plays. How hard is it to just get that in your mind, and does that give you perspective on how much you can let go and just be you?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like from playing in the Big 12 and like the air raid or whatever it is. It's just like you always have that next play mentality of like if something bad happens, you got to score the next play. So you got to keep going and keep that mindset going. And so I've never really had a problem with it. It's just like if they make a play, that they're paid to make plays too. Now I'm just trying to find a way to make up for it by going up there and just executing the next play and then kind of keep that mindset. And so interceptions happen, stuff like that happens. I don't want it to happen, but at the same time, what are you going to do about it after?
It helps keep you from being frustrated with yourself in that instance. I mean, is that
As long as we win, I don't care how it looks. So if I'll be frustrated after the game if the interception caused us to lose the game, but if we find a way to win the football game at the end of the day, I'll be perfectly fine.
Okay, thanks, Patrick. Thank you.
Afternoon, good afternoon.
Go ahead.
Mike, when you're playing a quarterback like Josh Allen, what do you have to be mindful of, whether it's rush lane or trying to tackle that bit?
Well, I think you said both of them, man. You know, rush lane integrity, you know, for the D line, for the front. And I think that's really big, you know, guys that stay in their lane so you don't create any gaps, any holes. But also, you know, just bringing them down. You know, everybody know he's a big, tall lumberjack guy, you know, so you got to, you know, have all 11 guys to the ball, all 11 hats, you know, try to bring him down. You know, he was an MVP for a reason last year. So, you know, we got our hands full this week, and you know, we're looking forward to the challenge.
And with the running back like James Cook, what do you kind of have to be mindful of there?
Man, listen, like gap integrity right there. You know, he's best running back in the league right now, #1 offensive rushing team. You know, so got our hands full with that also. You know, so you know we got to play sound football. You know, have some gap integrity and you know execute our calls, our game plan, and you know all 11 hats to the ball.
Do this a long time, but I mean that's a unique game for you that you came out of. Just how was the text of calls for friends and family?
Oh man, it was crazy. It was insane, man. Give all my thanks and glory to God first. You know, without him and this opportunity wouldn't even be happening. But just also just cashing in on these opportunities and waiting for the next one or just being ready for whenever your number is called, man. So I was very blessed to be in that position. even, execute like that. So, that was a cool feeling. It was an awesome feeling. And, now I'm ready to roll for, the next challenge.
When the ball's up in the air, does your mind race? Do you have thoughts?
Oh man,
Don't drop it?
it's definitely some of that, but it was like slow motion, seeing that ball in the air. You see the ball, you see the lights, and you're just like, man, don't let this fall through my hands, man. So, as soon as I secured it, I felt the grip on the ball. I just had to make sure I had to secure it high and tight, make sure coach don't get on me about the having loose and reckless ball handling skills. So high and tight was the thing, man. And got a little 5 or 6 yards, try to do a little something with that. But, it was tackled very quick, but, very happy, the outcome.
You remember seeing the end zone? Like there you look.
Man, I remember running to the end zone after I was tackled, which had me tired. But, that was an awesome feeling, man. It was just 11 guys, 11 guys just hunting, just effortless to the ball, just, that we pride ourselves every day on defense, on running the ball. We do our drills, beginning of practice, running to the ball and, just, tips and overthrows, running to the ball, hustling. And I was, blessed and gifted with the interception, man.
Mike, I think you said the other day that you've never had any interception at any level before.
No.
So two things with that. And upon further review, have you discovered one that you didn't remember?
No, man, I really just remember all the scooping scores I had in college, man. High school, I had a scooping score. Unless you got some information or some intel, I don't know, man. I don't remember no interception, man.
So obviously the whole key to that is that you do practice thinking that way because you've just never really been in that position before.
Yeah.
And again, you don't dream of an interception, do you?
Well, I mean, you dream of just making plays, visualizing, usually it's not interceptions, it's more so like getting off the ball or, making moves, second quarterbacks. But, that was just one of those ones you saw. That was just like when you're a kid and you just playing pop football. You just, somebody yell out 1,500 or 1,000 and you just trying to catch the ball to get the most points, man. So that's all that was, man. That was awesome.
Like, were you able to get the ball?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I came back today and, saw the ball in my locker and I put a smile on my face. Man, I'm probably gonna just put it in my trophy case or let my parents put it up in their basement, right next to all my high school trophies, college trophies, they'll make better use for it, than me.
Sorry to interrupt you. Do they write like Dana INT on it? Is there something like can they put
Um,
it away to keep track of it?
Well, I didn't give it that descriptive of a look, but now that you said that, I think I'm gonna take a silver Sharpie and just in case I forget down the road what this ball, is for, man, I'm gonna just put INT first one.
You get a little slow start, right? But that's kind of your MO. It seems like, the Spags defense, maybe a little bit of a counterpuncher. You gotta kind of see
Yeah.
what they're doing and then you guys react and
Yeah.
you've done a really nice job.
Yeah, yeah. We pride ourselves on ball, finishing drives. Sometimes, it's not how you start, it's about how you finish. And, in that case, man, of course you want to throw the first punch, but, sometimes the game doesn't work out like that. Offenses are, putting out their best plays, usually in the first game, scheme plays, first 15 plays. And, you just got to weather the storm, man. Everybody got to be calm. Understand that, it's going to be ups and downs in the games, man. It's part of the game. That's just the game of football. Nothing's ever perfect, but as long as you got, 11, guys, 11 individuals trying to get to that ball and make plays, do their assignments. And I mean, that's all you really can ask for, man.
Mike, on that note, Spags defenses have been known to get better in season. How much better can you guys be?
Oh man, we can always each week, man. We're constantly trying to improve, get better at the fundamentals, the techniques, whatever it is, whatever game plan, Coach Spags give us, we want to execute it to, the best to, come Sunday or Monday, whenever we play, But it's about weeks of preparation, So we take that very serious, practicing with a purpose, So it's always room for improvement. It's never the moment you feel like you're good, you get complacent, and we don't want to take our foot off the gas pedal. We don't have no time for no room for that.
Mike, to this point, why do you think this defense has contained some of the premier running backs so far?
Well, I mean, it's about having trust in all 11 guys, your guys, next to you. It's just about holding yourself accountable, having some gap integrity. Everybody has a job on this defense. Everybody has a job on all three phases, man. Really, and we're expected to meet our expectations, if not exceed expectations. And It's not an easy job containing, some of these rush attacks, but as long as you got 11 guys that's playing with their hearts on fire, legs on fire, then you got 11 heads to the ball. I'm sure you can contain it as best as you can.
Last two, go ahead, Zach and Doug.
Mike, how comfortable do you feel playing on the inside compared to outside?
Man, I feel comfortable, man. I've done it, since college, collegiate days. Here in my career in the NFL, man. So wherever I'm needed is how I look at it. Whatever that's gonna help the team, help the D line. I'm all for it. So if it means me going down there whenever my number's called, I'll be ready. And I look at it same opportunity. I look at it as when I go out there for a defensive end. It's another opportunity to get on that field, and it's something you want to play for, and that's how I look at it.
Mike, when you go into a place like Buffalo, that hostile, what type of mentality do you have to build up that week and have when you're out there?
Yeah, it's a hostile environment, but the game is won between the white lines. Try not to, when we get in these, hostile environments, you kind of tune out the crowd. Try to, do your best to focus on what's happening between the white lines because that's what, ultimately matters at the results of the game. So, all of us, knows Buffalo's a hostile environment going there last year. Then even having a playoff game there, like their crowd gets crazy, the energy in there gets loud. Like, man, I had my fair share of moments. I looked around, I'm like, wow, this is a crazy stadium. But we're excited to go there. It's a challenge for us, and we're looking forward to it.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys.
Fire away, guys.
If it's necessary, Kareem, are you ready to, maybe handle what you and Isaiah have been splitting up so far this year? Can you handle that workload?
Yeah, most definitely. Just I love the game of football. So we got some other guys too who can make plays. So definitely ready for whatever I'm asked for to do.
How do you feel? How's it different? Last year you didn't get the training camp and everything, and now you've been here. Do you feel better or worse?
No, I feel the best I've felt in probably the last 3-4 years. Definitely. So body feeling good. Able to get a training camp and get right before the season.
Can you take us through your touchdown catch and just the scramble drill and what you're looking for on that?
Honestly, I was just trying to, it was 4th and 1. I knew, or 4th and 2 on the goal line. I knew we had to get in the end zone. Seeing, Pat scramble out to the right, and I just kept my eyes on him, tried to, find a way to get open and get available. So that's what I did. Just kept playing football.
What's unique about Patrick in those spots?
That he's always keeping his eyes downfield, man. He's always trying to, make a play, no matter where he's at on the field. He can be 1 yard away from the out of bounds, and he still might, throw a deep ball or anything. He's always trying to make a play.
How was your relationship, maybe even off the field, that you maintained even when you weren't here with Pat? How does that help, and sometimes chemistry even on the field?
It helps. It helps a lot. Definitely coming in with him in 2017 and just knowing the type of player he was, and just he's one of those guys who, he never quits, man. He never gives up on the play. He always gonna try to make something happen, and I just know that about him. So if I see him running around, I'm gonna try to run around and get in his vision, and be the one he throws the ball to, and bail him out of the situation he's in.
How much do you look forward to a game like that's going to be with as much fanfare as going into Buffalo and the challenge that comes with being on the road and having to win on the road?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I know it's gonna be like a playoff atmosphere, and Buffalo's a good team, and they have a good fan base out there. So it's gonna be one of those things we're gonna have to really lock in and be on the same page.
Couple more.
In short yardage situations, defenses know there's a pretty good chance that you're going to have the ball in your hands. Why do you think you've been able to still get that done?
It's just one of those things, man. The guys up front been doing a great job for me, and I just, I'm gonna find a way to, fall forward or get those necessary yards to keep the drive going, man. Because those situations are big. Those it's win and losses, off short yardage. If you get stopped, the defense is, backed up pretty much. There's points for them, momentum.
Kareem, on that subject, there's a stat out there, like, you're more effective in those short yardage than the tush push. Is that something, are you aware of that? Did the guys talk about
I
it?
mean, I just heard of this like yesterday or something. I really don't think about it. I just try to go out there and, keep my team, the offense on the field. So, that's pretty cool, but still got a lot more football to go.
Last one, anyone?
Hey, Kareem, what do you remember from that game last year in Buffalo?
I remember, a tough game, man. It was loud. The fans were into it, and just a lot of back and forth, man. And it's one of those games that you gotta, come ready to play.
Thanks, Kareem.
Yep, thank you.
One more minute. Here.
Just sat out there, so.
I don't remember what the exact one was, or I would have quoted them that stat.
Hopefully the NFL doesn't like vote down Kareem Hunt short yardage.
At least you can tell where he lands.
Yeah, you can officiate.